Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Andrews in Eastern. Well, it's another day. He did not make enough money for me to get the new engine. But what we did do is upgrade the paperboard, or not the paperboard, the paper plant to tier 3. Which means we got a lot of cars to deal with. Yeah, see all that? That's all for the paper plant. So, first thing we're going to do is get our other trains out of town, and then we'll deal with the paper. First things first. We'll get this guy over for pulpwood. So we're going to need even more of that, too. All those cars are empty. And we're a quarter down. They need 14 per day. Then, once he's passed, let's grab this boxcar, repair parts. We'll get that dropped off. So our train is loaded. Passenger train's loading up. We'll have it. Oh, well, now it is loaded up. All right. Well, let's have you head out of town. Odd pathing, okay. So we'll have this engine go down to drop that off. Then we'll have our Connie grab all the... Well, Connie will move these out of the way. Decapod will grab stuff heading to Nantahala. Connie will take the rest up to Walker, or to Robinson. Actually, no, we'll have the deck grab the stuff for Robinson. And then once eventually we'll have Skookum take things over to get the log cars back in here and see if they'll finish fixing. Yesterday they stopped. Don't know why they stopped. It was kind of annoying. Okay, good. You're still going. And then we'll have Skookum do all the paper switching. Alright, so you waypoint yourself into there. And that way we can get more repair parts. We don't have that many. And we're going to want more. Because once we get that new engine, we're also going to take a stab at getting all of that mess cleaned up. And then we can get to the west end of Bryson. Guess while we're waiting, let's also start checking bearings. Actually, these ones we're not too worried about. This isn't going very far. These ones. Yep, that one was very low. Alright, so drop those about there. We're gonna need to be grabbing a whole lot. So now go grab those. We'll put the first hopper over here with the others. And then we'll take the rest to the edge of town so we can put these in paper. Just in the yard. And then Skookum can actually deal with putting them where they need to go. We do also have a bunch of cars to take out. So that one's ready. Those two are ready. Those two are ready. I don't think we're going to tier this up past 3. Not unless we can get a dedicated switcher. That is a dedicated person to do the switching. We'll just get you pulled out for a sec. So let's have you go back. And then run around. I think we might just split this guy into making 2 separate trips instead of 1 trip. When it comes to taking cars. Because otherwise he's going to be sitting on red marble for a while. We'll see. go. So now let's get you heading to your actual destination. Your actual destination is here. Now 12 is set up. This is going to be a shorter stream, because once we're done switching the paperboard, I will probably cut it for the night, and then we'll just do a longer stream on Tuesday again. So I just need you to get up to clear here. And then once he's clear, we'll have 601 come in and grab its cars. How much train do you have? And that is 1,000 tons, because we got so much going to the paperboard. Unfortunately, the stuff going onward is pretty minimal. It's all empties. So it shouldn't have any trouble getting over the hill. Same for the Robinson train. So as a reminder, and we did have some wrecks yesterday, so that dropped our safety rating, which dropped our discount. We're trying to get one of the D85s. I do know there's some other mods that came out. Our railroad can't afford that. Good, passenger train's already at Rodeo. So, we need about 25 grand before I can cover the rest in loans. Although, we now have our loan payment due today. So we will not be getting this engine until tomorrow. So 20 bucks? 20 bucks, 20 bucks. Already got an engine with that whistle. I think I'm going to change that. Ugh. Yuck. Is there an Alco 5 in here? There used to be an Alco 5. Apparently not. Although now there's so many whistles. Sure, we'll go with that. So many whistles in here. I think I've got 2 different mods on is the problem. I thought I just updated one. Yeah, let's go with that for now. If anyone has whistle recommendations, I'm open to ideas, though. we're gonna tell you to run to here. And then again, we're gonna put a flare down there so we can make sure to water up all our other stuff. Apply that handbrake, because this thing is about to go drop stuff off in there once the other train passes. And meanwhile, let's get Skookum going. Once 601 passes, we'll get... Oh, that reminds me, actually, you need to stop there. Because you're going to take these cars. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. We're going to take those log cars and dump them up at that one siding between Almond and Brooks. I can't remember what it's called. Someone said it was called Fontana. But that way, they can get out of here, and eventually we can take them to Whittier and use them at that sawmill. We don't really have space at Alarka for even more cars to store, so... just shove those in. Grab this thing again. And we have a whole lot of air hoses to tie up. So now we go to Nantahala. And we waypoint you to the coaling tower. There. That'll do it. Okay, so... Pulpit train is almost to Roto. Pasture train is almost to Topton. Let's go investigate the passenger train. Not very full. Oh, look, another building. And not a whole lot of people go. Well, we got 3, 4. Nothing. Hopefully our passenger stuff improves once we at least get to Bryson. Wish you could set it up so that the AI always reverted switches to a given direction as opposed to just what it was before they went through them. Because sometimes that does actually cause problems. If you waypoint something, for example, into here, and it's still on the switch, then when it leaves, it'll leave the switch aligned for this track. Which is a problem if you've got something coming the other way. And, oh, hey look, that car's ready to go out. We'll pick it up later. Okay, so now that you've done that, I'm going to select you, waypoint you to about there. And then, Jesus saves, we'll have you come back and get ready to do some switching. 27,000 pounds of tractive effort is not a huge amount, but I think it will be enough. We do need you to stop about here. So we got one train at Topton, one through Roto, one just leaving Andrews. Soon to be two just leaving Andrews. So now we watch as all this gets dropped off, and then we'll have to start figuring out where things go. I think we'll actually start by collecting the outbound cars. We can put them on maybe that track. Then we'll do most of these. Figure out how to get past the ones that are going down here. Yeah. It's a little tricky when you got cars going multiple places. The way they're blocked is honestly not the greatest either. It would be nice if all the ones going to SH were on the other end. But, you know, I've already got it on the friendliest blocking form available, so we will deal with it. I don't think we've gotten any of the big 50-foot boxcars. I think you need to be a higher tier for those. 12 is at waypoint. Okay. So now, go back and fetch your train. So these two just go right here. Then we got 3 we're going to need to kick our way. And then the rest stay on this side. So I think we'll drop off. How are we going to do that? Pull that out. Kick it back in. Put it on top of those. Yeah. Yeah. Figure out that car later. Don't flip the skook. And you also get waypointed down to Nantahala. There. And we once again save. And we start dealing with Skook. Although our pulp train's going to be ready for some help too. And we're going to need a lot of pulpwood. So, time for some multitasking. So we'll put the outbounds here. Oh, it's so funny seeing that thing go around a tight curve. So we'll kick these two onto the other two. Then we'll kick this back into there. And then we'll pull those ones out. And you don't have to bang into anything, so we're just gonna spin you right up. Too much speed. for the moment, waypoint you there. Let's go take care of train 30 real quick. Yeah, you got plenty of both. Just keep going. But train 10 is now there. So now you run back. You run back to here, and you're going to start pulling these cars up. I am reaching the point where a second person would legitimately be helpful. I'm going to have to find someone to recruit. You stop. Drop these ones down this track. Run out this track. And then we can put these two down here. But I am going to prioritize getting the pulpwood ready. I think you can get up to Topton first. I'm going to take you a little further. Alright, back to you. Yeah, we'll give you a little bit more of a kick. I don't want them going all the way to the end, but the further they roll before they stop, the less running I have to do to get around them. Actually, I probably do want them on that track. I am thinking once we get the bigger engine, we'll assign either the decapod or the bigger Connie to the pulpwood run instead, because it can probably pull 5 or 6 cars up the hill. There you go. That's 2 cars delivered. $140. Oh, yeah, those didn't roll very far. $557 tons, but it is flat track. Road switch. Start jumping. These two are actually going to hit Topton right about the same time. All sorts of inbound cars. Not sure what Alcini is. Interesting how we have a NASA car here. Wonder what NASA wants. Guess they probably go through enough paper with their calculations. Just ignore that canonically speaking, this is the 1940s and NASA doesn't exist yet. And the only people using rockets are the ones we don't talk about. Oh, okay, so 10's at the waypoint. I guess your train got a lot heavier once I threw, yeah, 543 tons. Eh, fine on coal, but we'll want them to stop for water. Okay, now, apply, select, and go back to the next batch. think he can get out ahead of 12. And you are rolling back. We don't want that. Forgot there's a bit of a grade right there. And now making Skook pull up it. Guess it's gonna wait for the other train. Okay. Whatever. Just hope I didn't send you to that waypoint. That would be bad. And now we drop you, and then we go run around. And another bit of money. Now 12's going past. So once we get this in, we'll see if we can get 10 lined into actually lined up for the bolted cars. Whoa, something went wrong there. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, what'd you do? 12, what'd you do? 12, what are you doing? 12, 12, stop. Okay, well, something just went horribly wrong, so. How about this? If I waypoint you into these guys, can you find your way? We gotta figure out what 12 is up to. Maybe it doesn't like waypointing past another train? That's weird. Oh, by the way, where's our passenger? Passenger train's at Wesser. That's good. And just for kicks, yep, that's still loading. I expect it's going to be there a while. So if I tell you to go to here, what path do you try? Yeah, you try and go that way. I don't want you to do that. That is interesting. So we basically just have to set a whole bunch of waypoints. Or, you know, you could just tell them to run backwards at that speed. And then it's not an issue. At least for that guy. Eventually, there will be issues. So how many cars do you have? You've got the ones... Okay, so those are the ones that are approaching. And then there's 3. 1 at Union Lumber and 2 at... Oh, Hewitt. Okay, well that solves that guy at least. You're just gonna have to do this the hard way. I'm gonna have to hopscotch back and forth between you two again. Let's get you to there. Now let's come deal with you. So those 2 cars... I guess let's just kick them... We'll put them here. We'll pull these out. Pick them up. And then we'll put these 2 where they were. Or these 3 where they were. And eventually 10's going to hit the end of its waypoints, but by that point we should be able to get it all the way into Grant County. And in case anyone's watching and paying attention, I'm going to be at the... There's a model train show in Elma, Washington tomorrow, and I will be there at some point. It is a smaller show. It still ought to be a fun one. Okay, so 10's reached the end of its limits. So we'll get this stuff tied on. And then we'll tell 10 to go. Actually, if I just break you down to about 6. At that point, you shouldn't hit too hard for anything. And our other pulpit cars are almost full. Man, 601's at its waypoint. I'm gonna have you take on water before you go anywhere. guess into where that needs to be. Ignore the couple that say derailed. That we don't worry about those. So we roll those up. We put these where those were. And then we'll take those out. We'll grab the one from the grain and then we'll head to interchange. Oh, I'm thinking of it. Okay, it is starting to fix those again now. I'm not sure why it wasn't before. Apparently I have to clean up a wreck here once. Either that or I just moved my character there for some unknown reason. Alright, you waypoint yourself back up here. And now we got other trains to deal with again. Alright, so Graham County. Keep going. And you. And that'll stop the other train where I want it. Okay, you missed. So we will have you get water. And passenger train is at Almond. You know, I said this was going to be a shorter stream, but it turns out it takes a while to switch the paper plant. And at some point, I also need to switch this. It's not facing the right way to go this way. So if there's nothing for... Pardon me. Okay, there's one for power and light, so... We'll shove that into power and light, I guess. And then take the rest up. No drop-offs at Almond. How much water does this thing hold again? All of it? Could get an ox tender, I guess. Alright. Road, reverse. 35. So I'm gonna have you shove to there to get the box car out of the way. And then we'll come back. Okay, presumably that didn't hit too hard. Nope. We'll get this pulled out. And then we'll get 12 dealt with again. Well, I guess while I'm doing that, still be moving for a moment. Oh, that's right. They completely took the AI out of there. But we better set that handbrake. Because it is on a hill. Alright, we'll get that one popped onto here. I know they're using hoppers for the grain, but I think in this time period, boxcars would actually be more appropriate. Fun fact, they used to haul grain in boxcars. If you played Railroads Online, you might know this already. They would just put boards in front of the doors and slop all the grain in. I don't know when hopulars first became popular. I think towards the 60s is the first time I've heard of it. Maybe the 50s. But even when they did use hoppers, they were typically bigger ones than this. But this is what they've got in game. So, this is what we got. And now I'm not too worried about 12. 12 is the local switcher, and he's going to be the last train for a bit. Pick that on. And we'll put the map car back. This hook back up. Let's have 10. We'll get more cars. I think we can fit 4 more in there. you come back and get that guy. Is that uphill? It is just slightly. So don't forget, this is where those log cars are going. So if I throw that switch, our freight train will go in there. So once we get these to the interchange, we're gonna call it a stream. I have to be up early for the train show tomorrow. All right. Burning through that coal. Quite literally. Another thing we might do is get this guy repaired up. But I might save that move for next session. Because we will need it when we go repair stuff in-game tomorrow. You might recall, there's a... No. Right. Might recall, when there's broken stuff being moved, there is also a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit. And we need the tool car to make sure things are ready to move. It's a long ways from Alarka and Hemingway, so it's a good thing we're going to have the D85 to handle that task. At least I hope it is. Might stick something with a little more range on it. Okay, 12's getting its thing ready. Got 2, 2, 2, 4. 2 cars for 4, actually. So I'm going to waypoint you to the edge of Hewitt. Release the handbrake, I tell you. Then we're going to stop and make sure we throw this one back. Meanwhile, you are starting to pick up some speed. So that wasn't actually too bad. I think we will continue to tier up the paperboard, or the paper plant. We're just going to have to be cognizant of the fact that we're going to need even more pulpwood. Might have to go get more pulpwood cars even. And 10's ready to come back, so I guess we'll get it set up for another trip. I think we'll only grab... It's spicy there. I think we'll only grab 3 this time, though, because I don't know if we can fit 4 on that siding. And I don't think it'll be able to push it up if it's too much. Alright. You... Look. Honey. Alright. Select. Grab. Head up to Topton and smack into these cars. And we're going to call it a stream there. When we pick it up on presumably Tuesday, we will keep this switching session going, finish getting our pulpwood cars, get stuff dropped off, switched around, turned around, and hopefully more progress towards getting that next engine. But until then, this has been Bandan. Thank you for watching us here on the Andrews and Eastern. Have a good evening.